The group is called ROI from AI. I'm assuming everybody has had some sort of exposure to AI in the last year to a lesser or a greater degree. And I think a lot of people are intimidated when they see what's going on in the AI world, or possibly not even aware of the developments in the AI world. But it's coming at us like a freight train. I think in the beginning, there was a reluctance where a lot of people felt like they weren't going to join in the party and they were just going to sit on the sideline. But I think we're also realizing that it's becoming an essential skill to learn and to understand what AI can do for you. Welcome to the ROI from AI community. Today's agenda is an introduction to what the group is going to be about and the vision that I've got for this group and where I want to take it in the future and how everybody can get the maximum benefit from it. And then we'll have a quick fire tutorial at the end. The format of today's is not going to be the typical one that we're going to have once we get the ball rolling. So in a couple of weeks' time, we'll just get stuck in with the good stuff and talk about the tools that are out there and the strategies and what people are doing with AI. But today, I just want to really explain the vision about ROI from AI and where I see it in the future. So a quick one about myself, for those of you who don't know me. I come from a corporate background. I was in the corporate world for more than, let's just make it 20 years, basically around media and analytics. I was with a company called Nielsen. I then became a founder of a digital business. Currently, I'm the director of training at the Africa Academy of Artificial Intelligence. I'm also the author of some Kindle books, and yes, they're AI written books. I probably can say that with confidence and not try to hide it too much because that's the topic what we're talking about, right? So I did a course a week ago with the AAAI where I spoke about writing with AI and a lot of the strategies I used to write these books that are available on Kindle. And right on topic as well, the second book that I wrote is ROI from AI, a business leader's guide to maximizing benefits of generative AI. So go check that out on Amazon. Maybe read the book, then you don't have to come to the meetings. No, I'm just kidding. We'll do a lot of practical stuff in this meeting. And the goal is really to demystify AI and help businesses with AI application and implementation, how to leverage AI to innovate, create, and find some solutions. ROI from AI, that is the goal for this group. So according to the IDC, companies can expect an average of $3.50 in return for every $1 invested in AI. So that's a very broad sort of speaking target or average that they've come up there. But I think the number there probably encompasses anything from big enterprise businesses, from the Coca-Cola and the Unilevers and the Netflix and the Amazons and those sort of companies. I don't know how much they've taken into account smaller businesses, but even that as being a low target, getting a return of $3.50 for every dollar you invest in AI is probably not a bad investment to start with. And I believe it can be way, way bigger than that. And then in addition, 5% of organizations worldwide are known as leading adopters are realizing an average of about $8. So I think that should be your initial target. If you can achieve an $8 return on your AI investment, then you're probably not going to be complaining about it too much. And if that's year one, who knows where we can be with year 2, year 3, and so forth. I quickly want to just skip over to my website because when I thought about starting this group, I wanted to highlight the benefits and for business leaders, because one of the other numbers that the statisticians throw out is they say adoption amongst senior business leaders is really quite low. A lot of senior business leaders often just leave it up to their employees and tell them, no, you go learn that and you go figure it out and you go make our business productive. But if we as business leaders can, at the lead of a business, whether you're an owner or you're a CEO or just in the C-suite in general, there's so many more benefits that you can have by just understanding ROI and driving ROI rather than just sitting back and watching it happen. So obviously for something like the strategic decision making, if you have a solid understanding of generative AI, you can better assess the technologies that can be leveraged, and you can align them with the strategic goals in your business. So it'll help you make informed decisions about AI and which partnerships to pursue. And if you're going to be acquiring startups, that you understand what is happening in terms of AI in all of these businesses. Innovation leadership, the knowledge of generative AI can inspire new ideas for products and services and business models. Business leaders can identify opportunities to use generative AI to solve complex problems, enhance customer experience, and be on the forefront of innovation. Again, not just a receiver of or a follower of this technology, but actually be on the forefront of it. And then talent and culture. So again, you might not be the expert in terms of AI, but if you as an executive are informed about AI, you can champion a culture of innovation and continuous learning, and you can drive initiatives to upskill talent and attract new talent. So I often hear people are looking for AI talent out there, but I don't think a lot of senior executives would know what that looks like if it bit them on the heel of their foot. I'm being polite. What real AI talent looks like, because it is a fast-changing world. But I think there's so much more involved in AI nowadays, and the strategy of AI is maybe more important. And then the competitive advantage by staying informed and identify trends and technologies as they happen. I think this is a great one for this platform, where if you stay part of this group and over the next few weeks, as the new things happen, and they happen almost on a daily basis, where there's new technologies and new things coming out with AI, being able to be a first mover or a fast follower at least, and adopting new AI-driven solutions. Customer experience and personalization, oversee the implementation of that instead of giving it to somebody else to do. Knowing what's going on in that area of your business is critical. Operational efficiency, guide executives in identifying areas. So again, if you're sitting in the boardroom and you're the CEO and you've got people around the table, that you're the one that understands this technology the most and can drive those conversations. And then stakeholder communications with the benefits and challenges, and that's with everybody that you deal with. And then just on a simple sort of level, just personal productivity, I think it would be a big win already. So a lot of those things I spoke about was organizational productivity and efficiencies, but just on your personal productivity, if you can gain some hours as being the highest paid employee or one of the highest paid employees in your business, and you're able to automate routine tasks and allows you to then focus on the strategic aspects of your role, that would be a big win. And then also fostering better collaborations and efficiency. It literally will amplify a business leader's capabilities. So whatever you think you are adding, where you're adding value to your business right now, what AI can do is just give a multiplication effect and amplify that. So let's talk about AI, ROI just for a couple of minutes. As I said, today's session is really talking about the concept of ROI from AI and the group and why are we doing this. So that's why I'm spending a bit of time here, whereas maybe next week and the week after, we'll dive into some real practical examples right from the get-go. But a formula for working out ROI, it's benefits minus costs over costs times 100 to get a percentage. So that is how we calculate ROI. And with AI, it's not much different. So if we can get the benefits or get a cost reduction as just the starting point for AI by automating repetitive tasks and optimize processes, and we can reduce the need for manual labor, we can achieve some significant costs in the industry. So cost savings is a big one. And I suppose that's cost/time savings in the organization. And then obviously increase revenue. So if the AI can contribute in getting more revenue, you put that on top of your cost reductions then that could lead to massive growth drivers in the organization. And then there's a whole bunch of other things. So I think we can talk maybe over the next few weeks more in depth about how you set up tracking ROI for AI through your business. So we can add some other things that maybe is intangibles or things that is hard to quantify, but things like a quality impact or a technology impact or speed to value or speed to market, if you want to call it that, security impact, saving yourself from some security risks by using AI could save your business, basically. Process impact is obvious one because we talk about processes and workflows and those sort of things. Just being a different business differentiator, improve operational efficiency, enhance customer satisfaction, new product or service opportunities. So those are just some of the things that could come out of AI that could literally change your business over the next year. Right. So I just put together this graph because I saw this picture in my mind is how do you get to ROI? But let's say you implement AI in February. So you immediately start achieving some time saving and efficiencies. You start having less and less of those. And then if let's say you are launching a new product or you've got a new ad campaign that you're bringing out there and your revenue starts over there. So there's your AI implementation. But let's just say that you actually plan to launch in May and to start, selling more or getting more customers in May. But because of AI now, you've saved the time savings and efficiencies, but you've also started earning revenue sooner. So let's say 2 months earlier, because your speed to market was so much quicker than if you had to do it the old-fashioned way, where you had to go through, I don't want to knock any particular industry, but if you had to go through an advertising agency and they had to create it and you come back and your marketing director, well, you go from ideation or brainstorming, and then that takes a while, and then somebody has to write the plan for you, and then you have meetings and all of those sort of things. If AI can condense all that stuff, and you can do it much quicker, then already there's some revenue gains, just 2 months of additional revenue gains that you would get. So you'd have the cost savings, but you'll also have the revenue, incremental revenue that you're getting. And then over here, where you're supposed to have launched your product, you already got some momentum, and the growth can be, again, exponential on that side. So I think that this sort of chart, for me, illustrates massive benefits that people don't often think about when they think of implementing AI. Any other questions, guys?
Can I just add something?
Yes, please.
Like from the real world, like we're a digital marketing agency. So we wanted to create logos. And I paid a logo creator $5,000 to create a logo that was pathetic, and it was rejected. So yeah, I threw 5,000 Rand in the wind, but anyway. Then I went to Copilot and I created 3 logos that were absolutely amazing, and it cost me nothing. So from creating logos, sometimes the creatives need some direction. And I think what AI is doing is giving direction to the creative process. I'm not saying that it would be the final thing. It's like ChatGPT or ChatGPT-4 or Gemini. If they write something, you got to tweak it, but at least it's saved you. We wait 2 weeks for copywriters. The only thing is we're looking for SEO with copywriting, which is a bit tough at the moment with AI, but it saves us 2 weeks, and it saves us money looking for ideas, like ideas for logos, ideas for foundational copy. It's saving us a lot of time, and it's saving us a lot of money. And it's made a difference just in the last month for us, Quentin. So that's just a case study that I could have saved myself $5,000 if I'd gone to AI before I'd gone to some of the creatives that didn't actually hack it. Yeah,
that's incredible. Yeah, thanks for that, Gary. Yeah, that's from the real world, from somebody that's in the trenches. Thanks, Gary. Yeah, anyone else you want to make a comment or contribute? Yes, Ashni.
I think I can also say that. I mean, my sister is a homeopath, and she was looking for a logo. And I just played around with ChatGPT. It literally took me less than 5 minutes to come up with a logo that she just fell in love with. And that was just playing around with it. Imagine if I actually understood, how to, I mean, it was pre the master classes that I've attended with you. So the capability of what you can actually do on the platform is absolutely phenomenal. But I just want to talk about the people component because I'm in human resources. And, just using these platforms and attending 2 of your master classes so far, for me, the greatest ROI is stretching people's capabilities, their thinking capacity in terms of what you actually can do with this platform. For me, having attended the sessions, my mind is so stimulated in terms of what I could potentially do. Now, imagine if we could expose our entire organization to that and what we can actually get out of them. So as much as people are fearful of the fact that they're going to lose their jobs, with the people that you do have, imagine the output that you can actually get out of your resources and grow your business as a result of that.
Very good.
100%.
I'll just add one more thing, Quinton.
Sure.
There was a company, one of my companies that I know, that I wanted some policies written, like 5 policies for HR or customers visiting the factory, or they wanted all these policies written. They had taken months and no one had done anything. So I said, let me try with ChatGPT. I wrote, I think, 5 policies for them on their what they needed for the factory in about 5 minutes. And they accepted all of them and it was implemented, fine-tuned and done. And that saved them months and they didn't have to go to a lawyer to get those policies written. So that saved them, I don't know, 20,000 Rand. And it was done. I literally did it in 5 minutes. I thought, okay, let me just play around. And they said, this is amazing. We're going to use it. So that was another policy, but that's enough from me now.
Yeah, Gary, I've also written some policies from ChatGPT, and it just like churns them out like that. It's what a pleasure.
Yeah.
And then you add some of the meat and the clever stuff, but it does the hard work. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I think a lot of people come up with some excuses and they try ChatGPT and they say, oh, no, it was really crap and it gave me a bad thing. I think a lot of people try creative writing and then they hate it because it's a robot writing some stories or a poem. Those are the usual examples that people give that you can do with ChatGPT. But if you learn how to use it properly, we spoke about prompt engineering, and we can talk a lot more about prompt engineering here and about prompts that work and how to use prompting. But yeah, to get the maximum value out of it. I think a lot of people are hesitant in the beginning. People are saying, I don't have time to now learn about AI. I'm too busy at work. I'm too busy doing my day job to actually learn AI. But meanwhile, if you just invest the time, the ROI that you could get by learning about AI and making that jump over the fence, and then is when the exponential returns will come.
I'd like to comment on that as well. Just saying that for me, I almost feel like I don't have the time not to invest in AI because, with running a small business, I can't possibly fill all the roles that are required within that business. So usually you would have to hire someone in order to do those roles for you, when it comes to everything associated with running a business. So I think in a way it's going to help to help me focus on running a business and not every other little thing that comes along with that. So that's from my side.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Ashley and her husband are doing some interesting stuff. They're doing 3D printing. So you can imagine where AI can take that business. So I've even seen some apps where you can do 3D designs by just prompting. Say, make me a miniature Statue of Liberty, and it'll create the design that you could literally, in the right file format, give to a printer and print. Louisa.
Thanks, Quentin. Now, I just wanted to add, in my business, I do quite a bit of research on marketing on companies with regards to like competitors. So I like to have a lot of information in terms of what's happening out there in benchmark industries. And I can't tell you how ChatGPT has taken me out of the waters and saved me so much time to actually be, kind of finding out more about what those benchmarks, and try and help companies to say, you here, can you imagine if you had to be at this level? What happens in your organization? So I think that's taken it to a different level, and I'm so enthusiastic about what's been, what's come to the market, and we can use it, and it's user friendly, and it's safe as well. Thank you.
Absolutely. Great conversation and great examples, everybody. I mean, we all have heard about the negatives of AI, but that's why I specifically called this group the ROI from AI, but we've got to be aware of those pitfalls and the things that can go wrong with AI. Things we can't control. Is AI going to take over the world? Well, if it is, between us, we're not going to stop it unless you guys want to start a movement to stop AI. I see there's a lot of rules and regulations and regulatory things happening in Europe at the moment, and I know in the US, South Africa, not so much. We'll probably follow and copy some of that regulations. But so we want to sort of chat more about how we can leverage that. The genie is out of the bottle, or whatever the expression is, we can use it. So how are we going to achieve ROI? The idea for this group being a weekly discussion group, and you can hear there's some great minds in this group already, is to learn from each other and get insights from how other people are using AI. So the way I see the weekly meeting agenda is that we'll have a short tutorial in the beginning where I'll take it and I'll show you guys some tips and tricks and some cool gadgets, but not just that, also strategies that people are employing and things that I've come across in the last week. And we'll have a discussion around some specific things as well. And we'll probably be quite non-technical. Well, that is a relative term, I guess, because some of you are smarter than I'm in terms of coding and development and that sort of stuff. But we want to know more how we can use these tools that other people have built. And I don't think any of you have aspirations to come up with your own ChatGPT or your own Claude or Meta or Copilot or any one of those. So we're just going to be turning ourselves into super users as opposed to technical experts. What I'd like is that we share best practices, case studies, and then feedback on implementation. So a couple of you have mentioned that you saw the courses that we did over the last 2 weeks. I'd love to know, and actually for you guys to show me or show us how you've taken just one or two things that has come up and have implemented that in your business. And that would be magic to see that in real life. And then we'll talk about relevant AI news, but I don't want to get sidetracked whether Elon Musk is suing OpenAI or Sam Altman, is he in or is he out? Is he working for them or not or whatever? Because if it's not relevant, that's why I said relevant AI news, how does that change my life? And how's that going to make a difference in my business? It's all very interesting, and I do follow that stuff, but I want to keep this more about where it's relevant. So we'll go look for some expert guest speakers and where it's going to benefit us. I don't want somebody just to come and talk pie in the sky or highfalutin AI stuff, but somebody that can come and add some real value. And then we'll do some Q&As every week. So that's how I see this develop or evolve. And I'm open to hear from everybody and where you've got ideas and how this should be going and to change the direction of where we're going. All right. Any comments on that? Good.
Yeah, Quentin.
Yes.
Can I add to that? Can we also add in the agenda somewhere where we're struggling with AI? Because that's where we're not winning, and then maybe the group can have got some ideas how to overcome those challenges, and then we can move forward in those spaces as well.
It's added. Thank you, Rob.
Great.
Good one. All right. The benefits of doing this format, I believe, is the dynamic world of AI. So just look at this graph over here. It was a bit more than a year ago when we got ChatGPT 3 and we all went, whoa, can't believe this thing. Look at it. Look at what it's doing. It's so smart. It's incredible. And then GPT-4 came out and it was like nearly 3 times as much. These are tokens and words, but let's just use it as a benchmark in terms of the capability of these large language models. And then Claude 2 came out and blew that one out of the water by 10 times, 75,000 tokens and words. Basically, the words just means how many words you can throw into a conversation. So now, yeah, we're getting to almost a complete book that you can add. Then GPT 4.5 or Turbo came out with 100,000. We thought that's way too much. It's enough. Claude 2.1 came out. And now Gemini 1.5 or Gemini Ultra has come out with, and there's a context window of 1 million tokens or 700,000 words. So the idea is just to show you how quickly this is happening. Let's say that's a year. I know Claude 3 has just come out last week, and that's also sitting up here with Gemini. So all of these things that happened in the last year is going to look quite silly in a couple of years' time. So the idea for this group is to stay ahead of the game and to watch the rapid advance and evolving capabilities of AI technologies. And as they say, the best time to start learning about AI was last year, but the second best time is to learn about it now. I suppose somebody could throw out an excuse to say, well, I'll just wait till it's fully developed. Well, I think it's just the tip of the iceberg. I think there's massive things coming. Well, OpenAI is talking about ChatGPT 5, 6, and 7, and possibly even 8. I heard that those people who watch the trademarks have heard that OpenAI have trademarked 7, 8, and 9. So there's definitely more in the works. AGI is coming, artificial general intelligence, which is the next level of AI, where AI can improve itself and work on itself and think a lot more like a human can.
Quentin, can I just ask a question?
Sure.
Is ChatGPT like Gemini? That's Microsoft? Is that correct? It's
Gemini
pretty much Microsoft.
Gemini is Google.
Okay, then Copilot is Microsoft. Is that right?
Correct. But
Copilot is not. Yeah. So if you look at Gemini, then with Google, they got more data points than Copilot and Microsoft. Am I right?
Correct. Yeah. So that's the benefit of Gemini. They've got access to YouTube and all the Google searches and all of that stuff that they're crawling the internet with. But I know OpenAI and Perplexity and Claude and them, they're working very hard to form partnerships with people who are content owners so that they can train their models on those. So I think it's going to be very competitive. Jonathan is saying, is ChatGPT falling behind? I think for now, but I don't think it's going to stay like this for long. I think it's literally going to be a race, and the one is going to overtake the other, because I think it was the end of last year when ChatGPT came out with GPTs and virtual assistants and all of these sort of things that they came out, and everyone say, okay, now OpenAI is just beaten everybody. No one's ever going to catch up. I think it's going to be a very competitive market for a long time. There's China obviously coming in, and they've got a large language model. There's I'm not sure which country that have got their own large language model. A company in France has come out with an AI model. So watch this space.
And Quentin, one more question. Can I just ask one more? Do you advise paying for going for the higher level ChatGPT 4.5 to pay for it, or is the free one good enough?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't go for 3.5. I really don't think it's good enough. At least do ChatGPT 4, because you also get some of those other functionalities and things. But I wouldn't advise you to pay for GPT and Claude and Gemini and whatever. Pick one for now. I think it's still okay to, if you find later on you play with a free version of Gemini and you want to switch over, you do that, but then don't pay for more than one at a time. It really isn't that worth it. Mistral, yeah, there we go. Thanks. Who is that? Jimmy, thanks for that one. Yeah, correct. I was going to say GPT is the main AI Microsoft partner. So again, you're thinking of OpenAI GPT-4, but Microsoft Copilot runs off GPT-4. So it's kind of all connected. Thanks for that, Jimmy. Okay.
Yeah.
Then again, sort of a reason for this format. I know in the courses that we've done, a lot of people get overwhelmed when you bombard them with information for 3 hours. It's quite hectic. So this will allow us to do is have more bite-sized chunks, and when we learn, and we can learn and implement, learn and implement, learn and implement. We're going to learn from each other. So peer-to-peer learning, share use cases. It's going to be practical, real-world implementation, and it's going to be a discussion forum. All right. So any more comments or questions before I talk more about the group in future? And then I'm going to show you guys some cool tips and tricks. We've got 10 minutes to do that. Okay, so I do want to also just let you guys know you're all here on a guest invitation. So there's a free pass for a couple of weeks, and maybe we'll push the 3 weeks for a couple of weeks, maybe the end of the month. And then in April, 1st of April, we'll kick off the paid group. So I want to make this into a paid group because I want people to have skin in the game, to want to learn and not just see it as a pastime thing and actually get value out of it. So my plan is for everybody that's in the beginning is to have a founders members best price, where that best, whatever that best price is going to be, everybody be locked in for forever. Not locked in as in you can't leave, but you get that best price forever. Contributed to the and I would be expecting the founder members to contribute to the development of the group like you have already done. And then I see this as self-development investment. And then, by the way, it is also tax deductible from your business because it's a subscription. So for those magazines that you pay that lie on the coffee table in your reception area, it's the same thing. It's tax deductible. And then if you only implement one use case a month, or let's say just right in the beginning, you find one good use case that saves you money and everything, I believe that you can get ROI from AI if you stay with this group. And I think that we're also going to learn a hell of a lot more. I think way more than what we think we're going to be learning. So, and then I'll be giving more paid member benefits. So interactive resources, shared resources like templates, cheat sheets, and curated materials, all the stuff that I'll put onto the website. When you become a member, you can go around, and if you're looking for a cheat sheet on prompting, or how to prompt mid-journey for pictures and to get better results, or if we talk about something during these meetings, I'll stick some templates and things in there for you to go and download. Obviously, the recordings and the transcripts of all the past sessions will be on the website. And then what I thought is possible, if we as a group start using AI and we find some resources out there where we can, as a group, have the bargaining power, where we can get discounts and we can negotiate some better deals as a group. So it's a simple example is on Canva, you can sign up and you can get 5 people join on the same thing. So possibly that is something that we can get the benefit out of for those of you who don't have Canva Pro. But there's other tools like that as well, where you can sign up and share that with a team. For instance, ChatGPT is like that. But we can talk about that and maybe find ways where we can actually save on these tools as a collect. And then I'll set up a private community, a Facebook group. I know not everybody is that active on Facebook, but it's a nice platform to run a membership and to have conversations. I find people are having a lot more conversations on Facebook than they have on LinkedIn. So we'll start that up. If during the week people have some questions or comments or just want to share some things that they've learned, and then I'll also have a newsletter for that. So quickly, we've got 5 minutes. I quickly want to just, there's so many tools out there, and this is not for you to go around and find which tool is the best one. I just want to make the point, and this is probably 2 months old, so it's probably, there's better ones by now, but there's so many different tools for writing, productivity, video marketing, chatbots, and design, or whatever it is, that it really is impossible to keep up. Even for me, that spends most of my time looking at new tools and playing with new tools and signing up for stuff and trying to learn new tools and things. That's where I believe I can bring value to the group every week by actually trying out some of these things and telling you which ones, just not even to have a look at it. So quickly, I want to talk to you about GPTs. Hopefully some of you can stay on a little bit longer, but this is one of the coolest things I think that it can make a big difference in businesses. So yes, basically in ChatGPT, if you have got a paid members, thing, you can create a GPT, which is really just a virtual assistant. And you can go and create a custom GPT and make it a virtual employee with instructions, files, and actions. So you can define the instructions, and then you can add files into the knowledge base, and then define actions that you wanted to do. And then also you can call up a GPT throughout your conversations. But I quickly just want to show you, because a lot of people don't do it, again, because they think it's too complicated. Really, all a GPT is a prompt that you've saved and you can now use every time without giving all of the information again and again. So when you go into ChatGPT and you say, create a GPT, you'll see a screen like this one on the left, where it has create and configure. And all you need to fill in is instructions, knowledge. You upload your files from your brand identity or about your company, or you even can link it to your website, or just add in all the information that you want the GPT or your assistant to have, so they can follow the instructions or do their job. And then here at the bottom, you can create a new action. So that's what a GPT. So what I want you guys to do for homework for next week is to at least go build one GPT. Okay, so pay attention to what I'm showing you now, because you've got homework. So here's the implementation. And Ashley mentioned that earlier, where you could literally build a GPT and create a marketing team for your business. So here's your GPT for your CMO, for your marketing copywriter, marketing designer, and marketing data analyst. 4 different GPTs. You don't pay extra for GPTs that you build. And then you can literally come in here, and I'll show you on the side here, you can tell ChatGPT to help you build this GPT. So the AI will help you build a GPT, and then you can see it's literally there telling me, okay, let's call it that. Let's use this logo. And I say, yes, okay, that's fine, do it. But then I tell it what I want to know and what the tone of voice is that you want to use. And the right-hand side, you literally see it's taking shape as I'm adding the instructions on the left. So it's building that whole GPT for you right there. The configure button at the or tab at the top is really, then you're going to fine tune it. But just for now, you can just use GPT and have a conversation about how you want this thing to look. So that's just a quick demo on that. If you guys have any more questions, or if you want to know a little bit more about it, you can maybe stay on. I don't want to keep you any longer. For those of you who have got to go, you've got to go. But so this is the instructions that you have to do. So yes, for instance, creating your own company copywriter bot, you give that instructions, you tell it step 1 what to do, step 2, and then you give it the document base with writing style techniques, brand voice examples, keyword lists, whatever it is, you add that into your GPT.